Something massive just happened inside the Dallas Cowboys organization, and once you hear it, you're going to understand why Cowboys Nation is absolutely losing their minds right now. 4 names. 4 roster spots. Gone. The Dallas Cowboys are making moves that nobody saw coming, and if you think this doesn't change everything about their 2026 season, you are dead wrong. We're talking about players who wore that star on their helmet, players who had contracts, players who the fans believed in, and just like that, they're on the chopping block. Before this video is over, you are going to know exactly who those 4 players are, why the Cowboys are doing this, and what it means for Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and the entire 2026 season. Stay right here, because this story gets bigger with every single minute. Let's set the scene. The Dallas Cowboys enter the 2026 NFL season desperate for a bounce-back year. Back-to-back seasons without a postseason appearance. A defense that ranked as literally the worst pass defense in the entire NFL, allowing 251.5 yards per game through the air and giving up 35 passing touchdowns. That is embarrassing for a franchise of this size. Jerry Jones knows it. Brian Schottenheimer knows it. And the players know it. So what does Dallas do? They go all in on a roster overhaul. They spent big in free agency. They retooled the draft. They brought in George Pickens and kept Brandon Aubrey. Las Vegas actually believes in them. The Cowboys over-under is set at 9.5 wins, which means the betting world thinks this team is on the edge of returning to the playoffs. But here's the problem nobody is talking about enough. You can bring in new players all you want. But if you don't make room, financially and on the depth chart, for those players to actually compete, all those moves mean nothing. And that is exactly why the Cowboys are now staring at 4 very uncomfortable, very controversial roster decisions that have already sent shockwaves through the NFL world. Let's break this down one by one. Let's start with the most obvious one. If there is a single-cut candidate more clear-cut than Luke Schoonmaker on this roster, we haven't found him yet. Analysts and insiders have been saying it for months. If Schoonmaker walks into training camp still on this roster in the fall, people are going to be genuinely shocked. Now let's remind you who Schoonmaker is and why this is such a big deal. He was a second-round pick out of Michigan. A second-round pick. That means Jerry Jones believed in this guy enough to spend premium draft capital on him. He was supposed to be the next starting tight end for the Cowboys, a dynamic weapon in the passing game behind or alongside Jake Ferguson. It never happened. In 3 seasons with Dallas, Schoonmaker has done almost nothing. His best season was still disappointing. Last year, his 3rd year, the year when players are supposed to take that leap, he had just 14 receptions for 132 yards. 14 catches. For a second-round pick in year 3. That is not good enough, not even close. And now the Cowboys have made it even harder for him to survive. They signed UDFA tight end Michael Trigg out of Baylor to a $220,000 contract, and sources inside the building are saying Trigg is already turning heads and earning praise from head coach Brian Schottenheimer. When you spend big money on an undrafted free agent at the same position, that tells you everything about how the team feels about the player ahead of him on the depth chart. Behind Jake Ferguson, the Cowboys now have Brevin Spanford, Princeton Fant, and Michael Trigg, all of them pushing for spots. Schoonmaker is not winning that fight. The Cowboys can save $1.6 million by releasing him, and at this point, that is almost certainly what happens. This is a sad football story. A guy drafted in the 2nd round, full of potential, who simply never put it together in Dallas. And now the Cowboys are ready to move on. Here is what you need to understand before we get to the next 3 names. The Dallas Cowboys are not just cutting players for the sake of it. This is a very deliberate, very calculated strategy led by the new regime under Brian Schottenheimer. The Cowboys are trying to build a culture. Not just a collection of talented names, but an actual winning culture. And that means no player's spot is safe based on reputation alone. It means draft picks and UDFAs can and will beat out veterans if they're better. It means the salary cap is being treated as a serious tool, not just an afterthought. What's happening right now in June 2026, as OTAs are wrapping up and the team heads toward mandatory minicamp, which officially begins June 16th, is that the Cowboys are doing something they haven't done aggressively enough in recent years. They are making hard calls. Jerry Jones has been known for loyalty to his guys sometimes at the expense of the team. But Schottenheimer and the front office appear to be drawing a harder line. And Cowboys fans should actually be excited about that. Because the moves coming are not just cuts, they're statements. This one is going to hurt. Malik Hooker has been a Dallas Cowboy since 2021. He's been in this city for 5 years. The fans know him. They've watched him play through injuries, through defensive coordinator changes, through good seasons and bad. Releasing him would be a genuine gut punch to a portion of the fanbase. But the numbers don't lie, and the numbers on Malik Hooker have been trending the wrong way for a while now. Last season, Hooker appeared in just 12 games, the fewest since he first joined the Cowboys. He had 52 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and just 1 pass defensed. 0 interceptions. That passer rating allowed in coverage? 131.7. That is the second worst of his entire Cowboys career. And this is a guy who is scheduled to make $7 million in 2026. With zero guaranteed money. Overthecap.com has already flagged Hooker as one of the clearest cap cut candidates on this roster. When the most respected salary cap analysts in the business say a player should be cut, teams listen. And here's what really makes this hard for Hooker. The Cowboys went into the 2026 NFL Draft and used the 11th overall pick on Ohio State safety Caleb Downs. You heard that right, the 11th overall pick. This is a guy who is part of the best college defense in the country. He's going to start immediately. And he's reportedly already taking punt return reps during OTAs, which shows how much this coaching staff trusts and values him. When your replacement is a top 11 draft pick, your days are numbered. New defensive coordinator Christian Parker has his own guys. PJ Locke has a connection to Parker. Jalen Thompson was brought in during free agency specifically to bolster the safety room. Where does Malik Hooker fit in all of this? Releasing Hooker saves the Cowboys $7 million in cap space, real money they can use to address other needs. The Cowboys still have linebacker concerns. They still want to add more edge rush help. Every dollar matters. This is not about disrespecting Malik Hooker. By all accounts, he's a professional, a good teammate, and a solid player. But in today's NFL, good isn't enough when you're taking up $7 million in cap space and the team has a first-round pick at your exact position. Before we get to names 3 and 4, let's have an honest conversation about what happened to the Dallas Cowboys defense, and why these cuts are actually part of a larger story. The 2025 Dallas Cowboys defense was, without sugarcoating it, a disaster. The numbers we already told you about: worst pass defense in the NFL, 251.5 yards per game, 35 passing touchdowns allowed. But the reasons behind those numbers go deeper than just individual players. They enter 2026 without 3 of the most important defensive players from the last several years. No Micah Parsons. No DeMarcus Lawrence. No Osa Odigizua. That is 3 impact players gone, each of them someone who could change a game, create pressure, and elevate the entire defense around them. Parsons, of course, is the biggest loss. The 2-time Defensive Player of the Year finalist was the heartbeat of that defense. When Parsons was healthy and dominant, the Cowboys defense could mask its weaknesses. Without him, every weakness became exposed. Lawrence was supposed to be the veteran presence, the leader, the guy who shows young pass rushers how to work. Gone. Odigizua was the disruptive interior force that opened up everything else. Gone. Now Brian Schottenheimer and new defensive coordinator Christian Parker have to build something from scratch. They drafted Caleb Downs. They traded for linebacker D. Winters. They're monitoring the post-June 1 cut market for players like Malik Harrison from the Steelers who could add linebacker depth. ESPN's Dan Graziano has also reported that the Cowboys are in discussions about a potential trade for Arizona Cardinals edge rusher Josh Sweat. If Sweat becomes available, Dallas should absolutely go after him. The Cowboys need every bit of pass rush help they can get. This defensive rebuild is serious. And the roster cuts we're discussing today are directly connected to it. Every dollar saved, every roster spot opened, is a chance to add a piece to this puzzle. Now this one. This one is the bombshell that nobody wants to believe is real but everyone is talking about. KaVontae Turpin is beloved in Dallas. He came from nowhere, undrafted, played in the USFL, fought his way onto an NFL roster, and became one of the most electrifying return specialists in the entire league. 3 Pro Bowls. First team All-Pro in 2024. He's the guy that made Cowboys fans get out of their seats on special teams plays. He is a fan favorite. And yet, his name keeps coming up in these cut conversations. Why? A few reasons. First, Turpin's production has been declining. His return numbers slipped. His role as a wide receiver on offense never fully developed into what the Cowboys needed. He had just 952 receiving yards in his entire career. For a guy who's been on the roster since 2022, that is not enough offensive production to justify his salary on pure receiving numbers. Second, and this is the one that really cost him, the special teams mistakes. In back-to-back games during the 2025 season, Turpin called for a fair catch and then took off running, drawing unnecessary penalties both times. Twice in 2 weeks. Against the Chiefs and against the Lions. For a return specialist, special teams discipline is non-negotiable. Those mistakes were embarrassing and costly. Third, the Cowboys now have an answer at returner if they move on. Jaden Blue has practiced as a punt returner. He took reps there last summer. New first-round pick Caleb Downs has already been fielding punts during OTAs. The Cowboys have options. Now, here is where we pump the brakes slightly. Cutting Turpin would only save Dallas $3.4 million, and analysts have noted that might not be enough financial savings to justify losing a legitimate weapon. He is still one of the most dangerous players in the NFL when the ball is in his hands in space. His 3-year, $13.5 million deal isn't outrageous. But the conversations are happening. The whispers are real. The Cowboys brought in a new coaching staff that is evaluating every single player without sentiment. If Turpin doesn't show up to mandatory minicamp and impress the new coaches, don't be shocked if that conversation gets louder. If the Cowboys actually cut KaVontae Turpin, it would be the single most stunning roster decision they make all offseason. And we are telling you right now, it is not off the table. Let's take a breath from the cuts conversation and talk about what the Cowboys are building on the offensive side, because there is actually a lot to be excited about. Dak Prescott is entering the 2026 season with something to prove. He's coming off back-to-back disappointing years, and there are already questions about his long-term trajectory with this franchise. But here's something interesting. Dak was spotted looking noticeably slimmer heading into the offseason, and there are reports he may have hinted at the reason behind his physical transformation. Whatever he's doing, it suggests a player motivated, locked in, and ready to silence the critics. CeeDee Lamb remains one of the best wide receivers in football. The Cowboys retained him, and he enters 2026 as the unquestioned WR1. George Pickens, the new addition, gives Dallas arguably one of the most dangerous wide receiver duos in the NFC. Pickens is a big, physical receiver who wins contested catches, the perfect complement to Lamb's route running and yards after catch ability. Despite this, the Cowboys wide receiver group was not ranked in the top tier by major outlets coming into 2026. That tells you that while the top two are excellent, the depth behind them is thin. And that is exactly why the Turpin decision matters so much. Losing him would hurt that depth. Running back Javonte Williams, who the Cowboys acquired, brings versatility and big playability. The offensive line, while improved with Tyler Booker entering his second year, still has health concerns that plagued them in 2025. And new offensive coordinator Clayton Adams, only in his second year as a coordinator, is already drawing attention as someone who might be head coach material soon. His development as a play-caller will be one of the most important storylines of the 2026 season. Now for the fourth piece of this puzzle, and this one involves one of the most high-profile names in the entire Cowboys organization. Trevon Diggs. Former All-Pro cornerback. The guy who set the NFL record with 11 interceptions in 2021. The heartbeat of the Cowboys secondary for years. Trevon Diggs has been under scrutiny heading into 2026. After multiple serious injuries and a defense that collapsed around him, questions have been mounting about whether his contract, which is one of the richest for a cornerback in the league, still represents good value. Here is what we know. The Cowboys brought in veteran cornerback Kobe Durant during free agency, specifically capable of starting if the young guys ahead of him aren't ready. They selected Caleb Downs at 11, who can play multiple positions in the secondary. They have Siobhan Revel Jr., who is now 100% healthy from his ACL surgery and is expected to compete for a starting spot. Rookie Devin Moore is in the mix. Triqueze Bridges, Josh Butler, Reddy Stewart, all fighting for secondary spots. That is a completely transformed secondary room. And Christian Parker, the new defensive coordinator, is going to play the players that fit his scheme, not the players who have the biggest reputations. Now, to be absolutely clear, as of today, no official announcement has been made about Diggs being cut. But here is what multiple analysts and insiders have been saying consistently. The Cowboys extended Diggs' contract not long ago, and that deal now looks like a potential problem. His injuries, his declining numbers, and the influx of younger, cheaper talent in the secondary are creating a real tension. If the Cowboys eventually move on from Diggs, whether in a trade or a release, it would represent one of the most seismic changes in franchise history. This is a guy who was supposed to be the cornerstone of this defense for years to come. Fans would be stunned. The NFL world would be stunned. Is it happening right now? Not officially. But is it on the table? Absolutely. And you need to be watching this story very closely as the Cowboys head into training camp. Let's bring it all together now. For players. For massive decisions. Here is what it all means. The Dallas Cowboys are no longer in the business of protecting reputations. New coaching staff, new culture, new standards. Every player, from undrafted rookies to former All-Pros, is being evaluated on what they can do right now, today, in this scheme, for this team. Luke Schoonmaker, a second-round bust who never lived up to his draft status, is almost certainly gone. The Cowboys have better options at tight end. Malik Hooker, a 5-year veteran who has been declining and is owed $7 million with zero guarantees, is being pushed out by a top 11 draft pick and a new coaching staff building their own identity. KaVontae Turpin, the beloved return specialist whose special teams mistakes and declining production are creating doubt, sits in a dangerous position heading into minicamp. His fate depends on what the coaches see in June and July.